A section of activists and Langata primary school pupils literally took to the streets to protest the alleged grabbing of a school's 2-acre prime piece of land by a private developer. Little did they know that what had begun as a peaceful protest will turn into this. Tear gas canisters lobbed at them by the ever trigger-happy police officers dispatched here to keep vigil. Pupils overwhelmed by the tear gas screamed for help as others scampered for safety after the officers moved to stamp the authority and dispersed what had initially been viewed as a peaceful demonstration.
Those grabbers do not have a right to take our land like that. But it is not very good to throw tear gas to people, to children. Some children fainted and others even cried. Venye alikuwa wadogo pia walikuwa wanacheza kwa kiwanja, kanuna tufanyie hivyo. Hata hivyo venye walikuwa hivyo wadogo hawajafanyiwa hivyo.
The demonstrations were organized by activists opposed to the grabbing of land by the said private developer under the banner Occupy Playground. The unrelenting activists began their protest by mobilizing Langata primary school pupils and descended on this perimeter wall, bringing it down. It is at this point that things got out of hand when police were pelted with stones by the demonstrators. One of a police officer lobbed tear gas at the children who were bringing down the wall, creating confusion and pandemonium among the innocent children who have never had a taste of tear gas. In the melee that ensued, 5 of the children sustained serious injuries. And in the desire to tell the story, 2 journalists were caught up in the confusion as well, sustaining serious injuries. A police officer would also bear the wrath of demonstrators when a stone hit him, leaving him with serious head injuries. But it is the tear gassing of these children that has left the whole country enraged. It is this backlash expressed by Kenyans that saw the National Police Service Commission swing into action and few hours later announced the immediate suspension of Langata OCPD Elijah Mwangi as investigations to establish what made the officer tear gas the demonstrators gets underway. In a statement read on his behalf by police spokesperson Masud Mwenyi, Acting Inspector General of Police Samuel Arachi says the scope of investigations will be widened to include teachers and the activists who involved children in the demonstration.
Involving children in demonstration is an act of insensitivity, and it would be best if they would seek to help the children without necessarily endangering them. We are saying it's okay for them to raise issues. But if you really want to help the children, then I don't think that bringing them in the limelight negatively will be advancing their cause.
Arachi was also quick to warn that all officers who meted violence on the demonstrators will be held accountable.
We are further disturbed by the action of some of our officers who fired tear gas at the demonstrators. We take great exception to officers who misuse their powers, and we have already summoned the commanders of these officers to come and provide an elaborate report on the occurrence. Investigations are underway, and we will immediately, on completion, take any action on any officer found to have been culpable. We will never allow our officers to use force.
However, in a quick rejoinder, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority Chairperson Macharia Njeru dismissed the position taken by the National Police Service, arguing that police officers cannot investigate themselves. Macharia instead vowed to ensure all police officers involved in the unfortunate incident of tear gassing the pupils are held accountable.
There cannot be possible excuse, on the part of the police to tear gas or to brutalize young kids, because these are not kids that they can claim that they are posing any threat to the police or anybody. And in fact, what the kids need is protection. The police should be under normal circumstances, and they should be geared towards protecting the kids, not brutalizing them. So what IPOA has done is that cognizant of the fact that the police cannot investigate themselves, and again bearing in mind the fact that we have the external oversight, and we should investigate cases of misconduct against the police. We've put in investigators who are on ground right now, and they are recording statements.
Langata Primary School playing ground has been the subject of controversy in the past 2 weeks after a private developer erected a perimeter wall, effectively leaving the schools with no playground. The private developer presenting these documents as proof of ownership, while the school claims that they have owned the ground since the inception of the school.